What's up, Heat fans? Welcome into the Heat Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Nick Roloff. It has been a little bit. Hey, I haven't seen you since last year. First live show of 2026, and it's a doozy, folks. We're taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves, the team we just played 4 days ago on Saturday. Miami's only loss in its last 6 games. Miami's 5-1 in the last 6. Only loss was to Minnesota at home on Saturday. They are in Minnesota today, looking to keep the momentum rolling. Good blowout win on Sunday afternoon against the New Orleans Pelicans. We have Tyler Herro back. He is available and playing for Miami tonight, but in a surprising fashion, if you will. He is not starting. Tyler Herro is coming off of the bench. Miami will continue to start Davion Mitchell, Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Kel'el Ware, and Bam Adebayo, at least for the time being. We'll see if this is a configuration in the Heat lineup that ultimately leads to success. Anthony Edwards was a game-time decision for this game against Miami tonight. He is playing, so full-strength Timberwolves versus pretty much full-strength Heat. Can't wait to see how this one ultimately goes. Excited for the stream tonight. Excited to start focusing on some Miami Heat basketball. Listen, Dolphins season over, and although it's a busy time because I got to worry about the next GM and potential next head coach, we are going to start to ramp up our NBA coverage and our Heat coverage as we get closer to the trade deadline in early February. And we also inch closer to the playoff push where Miami should be running for a spot in the playoffs. Appreciate everybody for joining us here today. Shout out your city for me down in the comments section if you have not already. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from, folks. Got my guy Slaying Cat in Boca Raton. What's up, what's up, what's up? We got Ohio for Ty Man. Apple user in Fort Myers. Boynton Beach for Jay Hepstein. Kane Angel in England. Shout out to everybody hanging in with us. Big stream, man. It's a big stream. Big game. Big stream, big game. Tyler Herro back into the Heat rotation today, but not starting. Fascinating. I said it on the video yesterday. When he returns, who do you sit? Because I want to continue to see what Kel'el Ware and Bam do as a front court duo starting. I don't think you can bench Andrew Wiggins due to his ability to defend in the front court and on the wing. But then you also start to talk about, are you benching Norman Powell? Absolutely not. Are you benching Davion Mitchell? I don't think you can bench him. He brings so much to the table defensively and as a facilitator. It's why I've said it for a while now, but I think Miami naturally is going to have to trade one of Tyler Herro or Norman Powell either before the trade deadline or trade Tyler Herro in the offseason, which would be, I think, a bad decision because I think you just got to do it at the deadline where you can recoup the most back, because how are you going to play all of them? How are you going to play all of them? That's my question. But, hey, listen, we're going to find out as Herro returns and we get more into how this Heat lineup is going to look. Appreciate the 71 people in the building. We're continue to get you ready for this game, which is about 17 minutes away from getting tipped off. I think NBC, which is carrying this game today, starts at about 7 or 8 minutes after the scheduled time. So that puts us about 17 or 18 minutes away. First, we got to tell you about our sponsor on today's show. Who else would it be other than Prize Picks? Today's Heat stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the new year, and if you're starting a routine or getting into player picks for the first time, well, I know it can be difficult, but on Prize Picks and in life, it always feels good to be right. And with elite hoops every night, playoff action on the way, Prize Picks lets you take control. New feature alert early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now get to cash out of those winnings before the game even finishes. Available in all 50 states. They also let you now put the same player in your same lineup up to 3 times. Want to go more than on Norman Powell fantasy score, 3-point attempts, and rebounds? Well, now you can, only on Prize Picks. My entry for today's game between Miami and Minnesota, less than Andrew Wiggins' points. I think with Herro being back, he doesn't score as well. More than Powell and Edwards combined points. I think both go for at least 25 plus. And then I'm going more on Nikola Jovic, points and assists at 11.5. That is my 3-player entry for today's game. Join me, download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's stream. Let me know who you got. MIA for the Heat, MIN for the T-Wolves. 92% of the live poll is going with Miami. Let's see what y'all think in the chat. I see Vincent spamming those MIAs. I see Kane Angel rocking with the Heat as always. Apple user going with Miami. Heat and Timberwolves is a fascinating matchup. Minnesota is a good defensive team. They are long. They are athletic. They are physically imposing, especially in that front court of Rudy Gobert, Jaden McDaniels, and Julius Randle. It's kind of a tough matchup for Miami due to the length and athleticism that they possess. Eric Spoelstra going to have to script up a better game plan for the Heat tonight. Also going to need better performances from both Kel'el Ware and Bam Adebayo. When you look back to why Miami lost that game on Saturday to Minnesota at home, I think a large part of it was because Rudy Gobert just dominated the paint inside. Many times, Bam Adebayo was guarding Julius Randle, Kel'el Ware on Rudy Gobert, and especially in the first 4 or 5 minutes of that game, Kel'el Ware was getting babied inside. Rudy Gobert had like 4 offensive rebounds. The multi-time Defensive Player of the Year certainly showed his teeth. Bam struggled offensively. Kel'el Ware struggled offensively. If Miami wants to go on the road and beat Minnesota tonight, the biggest key is to have a better performance from your front court. Simply put, got to be better. Gobert and Julius Randle, it's a good front court, but if Miami wants to win on the road against the Timberwolves, Bam and Kel'el Ware have to be the better front court duo. Certainly capable of being the better duo, so let's see it tonight. Let's see it tonight. Gotta have it. Gotta have it. Yeah, like it was an ugly performance on Saturday from our front court duo. It wasn't good. Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert outplayed him. Let's not have that happen again. Let's not have it happen again. Miami wins tonight if Bam and Kel'el Ware outplay Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle. Because if that's the case, then you are going to need a godlike performance from Anthony Edwards, which he's certainly capable of doing, but it's just incredibly unlikely. So hopefully, with Tyler Herro being back, I know there's no Jaime Jaquez Jr., but Herro's going to have to play that initiating, energetic, scoring, kind of off-the-bench role today. Let's hopefully he can do it. He did it back when he was young in the league in that 21-22 season where Miami was the 1 seed in the East. Tyler Herro was 6th man of the year. Let's hope he can go back to that time in his day. Let's hope, let's hope, let's hope. A lot of people still rocking with Miami. 91% of the live poll. That's a lot. I wouldn't have expected that much of a discrepancy, man. T-Wolves are a good team. T-Wolves are a really good team. Super chat menu for today's show. $5. We spin the wheel. We're bringing wheel spins to the fold here. What is a wheel spin? Well, you have to see. Well, $5 super chat. We put up a wheel. We spin it. Whatever it lands on, I have to do stuff. You have to do stuff. We both get to have fun, potentially. You know what I mean? So, hey, you want to see what happens? $5 super chat gets that. I'll do 10 push-ups for a $10 super chat. And as always, $20 super chat gets you into the Heat Report Hall of Fame. Get your name on the back of this board here. And we celebrate by taking a shot of tequila. That is the super chat menu on today's stream. Who's going to get us started with the first super chat of the year? How about first super chat of the new year? Person to send in a super chat, first one in 2026 here on the Heat Report. Wouldn't that be a little special? Wouldn't that be a little special? As we wait to see if anyone ultimately gets in and sends in a super chat. If you want the Heat to win today and take down the Minnesota Timberwolves, don't jinx it. Hit that like button. We got 80 people watching. Takes 1 second to hit that thumbs up icon. Help me out. Hit that like button. Let's get to 50 likes before tip-off. We're at 23, so 27 away. 27 away. Hit that like button. Let's get to 50. Get the good vibes flowing towards a potential Heat win on the road today. Heat 20-16 in the NBA right now. After starting 14-7, they've gone 6-9 in their last 15. But that included a 7-game losing streak. Ever since that point, Miami is then 6-2. So good bounce back there. The Eastern Conference, it's a tight race, folks. The Heat at 20-16 are 7th in the Eastern Conference, but they are tied in the record standings with the Sixers and Magic. Sixers are 19-15. Magic are 20-16. 5, 6, 7 right there. Game and a half behind Toronto. 3 games behind New York. 3.5 behind Boston. And 7 games behind Detroit. Half game ahead of the Cavaliers for the 8th spot. Certainly a tight and competitive race in the Eastern Conference this season. Every game matters, especially as we get closer to the trade deadline and beyond. 100 people watching. Hit that like button. Let's get to 50. We're 21 likes away from 50. Come on, hit that thumbs up button. Hit that like icon. Greatly appreciated, folks. As we turn on our NBC stream here so we can watch some Heat Timberwolves action. First game of the year for Miami on NBC. They've been on Amazon Prime, but not NBC. So let's hope that it comes into a real good spot. Yeah, I just saw Carnell Tate. That's why I'm picking up my phone. Seeing Carnell Tate, man, going to the league. A lot of busy days in the NFL. A lot of busy time here. Continue with that like button. Come on, let's get the 50 likes, man. We're here live. We're going to try to go live more often now that the football season is over and my schedule gets a little bit less busy on that front. But I need to be shown that you guys are still appreciating the live streams. Because if not, then I'll still prioritize getting content elsewhere here. But I want to continue to do the live shows, and the bosses need to see that you guys still enjoy them, which is why y'all need to hit the like button. 15 away from 50. Goal is to get there before tip-off. Which I believe is under 10 minutes away. What are your all thoughts on Tyler Herro coming off the bench tonight? Thoughts on Herro coming off the bench? He was available but did not play on Sunday. Available and will play today, but is not in the starting lineup. Miami continuing to start the same 5 that has been starting. Davion Mitchell, Norman Powell, Andrew Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, and Kel'el Ware. No Jaime Jaquez Jr. for Miami tonight, so Tyler Herro naturally fills that scoring punch void on the bench. Is it something that Miami should stick with? Should they go back to starting Tyler Herro? If they do, who should go to the bench? Should they trade one of Tyler Herro and Norman Powell before the deadline? We're under a month away from that February 5th trade deadline, and ultimately start whoever they keep. Herro extension eligible, 4 years, $207 million in July. Norman Powell, a pending free agent. A lot of tough decisions to be made. Does Miami sell high on the potential first-time All-Star veteran Norman Powell? Do they trade the young 25-year-old who was an All-Star for the first time last year before he enters a contract year in 2026? There's a lot of moving parts here, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on them. Curious to hear your thoughts on them. Kane says some part relief, some part surprise for Herro's return. K. Smith says makes sense. Bo doesn't feel he's completely healthy yet. Well, I feel like if they didn't think he was healthy, they wouldn't have brought him back in the lineup, period. Like, I just don't think they bring him back if he's not healthy enough to play, especially since he's missed the last 13 games. Last time Tyler Herro played basketball was that Tuesday game in Orlando against the Magic in the NBA Cup quarterfinals. That is how long it has been since we've seen Tyler Herro on the basketball court for Miami. Da-da-da-da-da. I do love that NBA on NBC music, baby. That just is terrific. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Volume is low. Volume is normal. So that's on you, Alan. Sorry to tell you that, but that's on you because it's the same audio levels I have every single stream. I don't change anything. Nothing changes. Duncan says Tyler, because he's younger, got room to grow. Is there that much room to grow for Tyler Herro, though? That's the question. Like, if Herro is going to get better, how does he get better? What does that look like? It's not like he's magically going to become more athletic and become a better defender. I think we've seen a large enough sample size to know that's not going to change. So then what does change to make him a more valuable contributor to winning? That is my only question. I mean, the same thing is going to be said for Norman Powell, but like the point still remains. How does Herro improve his value across the league to where Miami should pay him $45 million per season? Because he hasn't earned that quite yet. He's been unable to stay on the floor consistently. He's only got 1 year playing over 75 games. That was last season. Then he gets right back to being hurt all the time. Got to see him stay healthy consistently. Not seeing it this season. And he's costing himself a lot of money this year, man. I don't know what Miami would have been willing to offer in October when he became extension eligible for that 2.5-week period. But I'll say this. It's going down from where that was. There's no world where you pay Tyler Herro more in this upcoming offseason than you would have last October if you did extend him. It's a tough call. Tough call. 6 likes away from 50. Hit that thumbs up icon. And who's going to send in the first super chat of 2026? I'm still waiting. It's our first live stream of the year. Last one was on the 29th of December, almost a week. About 8 days ago, in fact. Last Monday it was. And we're going to be back again live on Thursday against the Bulls. Our watch party schedule going to start ramping up with the NFL season concluding. But let's show my bosses this is exactly what you guys want. Hit that thumbs up icon and let's get a party rolling. I think we're about 4 minutes away from getting started, if not less. I'm always unclear on when these primetime game starts, right? Like sometimes on ESPN, it's like 15 minutes after. TNT used to be like 7 or 8 minutes. I don't really know about Amazon Prime. I don't really know about NBC. But I bet it's in the next couple of minutes. Oh, there it is. First super chat of 2020. No one other than Mr. Gio. Mr. Gio back into the building. What's up, my friend? A legend on the channel continues his legendary status. First super chat of 2026 belongs to Mr. Gio. Appreciate you, my friend. Hopefully the Heat continues their good basketball, winners of 5 of their last 6. Their only loss in the last 6 games came on Saturday night at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves, a game that Minnesota dominated on the interior. Rudy Gobert was an absolute force defensively, guarding Bam Adebayo, was feasting on the glass, dominating Kel'el Ware. If the Heat want to win tonight on the road against a good Minnesota Timberwolves squad, Bam Adebayo and Kel'el Ware have to play better and outplay Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert. That was not the case on Saturday night. If the Heat front court outplays the Timberwolves front court tonight, I think Miami has a good chance to win this game. But you got to get better performances from Bam and Ware. Bam specifically offensively. Ware got to play better with more intent on the glass, rebounding the ball. I think he still finished with 10 rebounds, but gave up about 4 offensive rebounds to Rudy Gobert in the first quarter, and that just continued to stack as the game went on. We're 1 like away from 50. The goal was 50 likes before tip-off. Hit that like button if you're ready for the game. Come on, hit that like button if you're ready for the game. And while we get ready for tonight's action, predict the score for me. Who wins and what's the score? My score prediction, I actually think the Heat lose. I think the Timberwolves are a bad matchup for Miami. I think they're simply a better team. And with it being on the road, I think the Timberwolves win 118-114. Close game, unlike Saturday night, but I'm going 118-114 in favor of Minnesota. That's my prediction for tonight's game. That's my prediction, but let me hear yours. Heat wearing their all white unis tonight. Minnesota wearing those sweet throwback black unis. My goodness, is it pretty. Oh, I forgot with these NBC games, they are doing the almost NFL-like introductions to the starting lineup where they show their face, their name, their position, and they say Bam Adebayo, Kentucky University, Kel'el Ware, Indiana University, Norman Powell, UCLA, Andrew Wiggins, Kansas, Davion Mitchell, Baylor. I see 108-104. I see 120-114. All rocking with Miami, even if they're underdogs in this game. Heat fans will never pick against Miami, which I give credit for. Listen, I would pick against them. I just did because even as a fan, I give myself and I pride myself on being able to be objective and give you guys my unfiltered, unbiased thoughts and opinions around the team when it comes to trade rumors, how people are playing, on if the Heat are going to win or lose in a playoff series, in a game. And that's why I think the Timberwolves win. I think it's just a bad matchup for Miami. But hopefully they prove me wrong and get a big win on the road here to improve to 21-16 on the year. That's the hope. Heat coming to this game 7th in the East, as I already noted. Heat got a tough schedule ahead of them here. After tonight, they go to Chicago on Thursday and then Indiana on Saturday. I would say Miami should win those 2 games. So if Miami wins today, very capable of rattling off a 3-0 kind of stretch there. But then the gauntlet begins. Back home, on the road against the Thunder on Sunday. Suns on Tuesday. Celtics, Thunder at home. And then back on the road for a West Coast swing against the Warriors, Kings, Blazers, Jazz, Suns. Tough little schedule there in January. leading up to the NBA trade deadline. So hopefully have a good performance tonight. Starting lineup for the Timberwolves: Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, Jaden McDaniels, and Donte DiVincenzo. If you're ready for the game, spam those me's. Spam those me's if you're ready for the game. Who's fired up for some Heat Timberwolves Tuesday night action on NBC/Peacock? We got Matthias. He's ready. Benny, he's ready. Lex Brand is ready. Kane Angel's ready. Melvin's ready. Hot Dog's ready. Tyler Cohen's ready. Karen's ready. Montana's ready. Allen, Vaden, Maddie, all ready to roll tonight, January 6th, in Minnesota, baby. Show me something. Mr. Gio says, I forgot to ask, did you get my message on Instagram? I'll have to double check. I don't know. I'll check after the stream. Jay ready, Kami ready, Michael ready, Manuel ready. I think I said Heat were 3.5 underdogs tonight. That was actually wrong. They're 5.5 point underdogs. I think it was 3.5 with Anthony Edwards being a game-time decision, but with him in the starting lineup and active tonight, that was moved to 5.5. As I already mentioned, but if you're just joining, Minnesota wearing their throwback black uniforms, Miami wearing their all whites. It should be a fun one tonight. It should be a fun one, and I hope you're ready. As the Heat game is about to start, let's get the chat on fire to get this stream going. Spam those fireball emojis. See how Miami plays on the road tonight. Tyler Herro back into the lineup, but coming off of the bench. Just lost to Minnesota 4 nights ago. Can you bounce back and get a win tonight? They beat you on your home court. Now let's go on the road and beat them on their home court. All right, here we go. Kel'el Ware, Rudy Gobert, center circle. Tip is up and won by the Minnesota Timberwolves. They will start with the ball in the first and fourth quarter. Miami gets it in the second and third quarter. Well, it looks like our scoreboard's ahead because somehow the Timberwolves have 3 points. That would be Anthony Edwards knocking down a triple. So it looks like we're going to have to slow this puppy down. Heat down 3-0 early. Andrew Wiggins guarded by Jaden McDaniels. They get it to Bam. Nope, kickball violation. I didn't realize you guys couldn't even see that the Timberwolves went up 3-0. So I didn't have to announce it like that. That's on me. Hand up. Hand up. Timberwolves 23-13, sixth in the West. Adebayo looking for a response triple. No good. Rebound offensively. Andrew Wiggins out to Powell for 3. Splash! That offensive rebound was by Kel'el Ware, by the way. But a good start for Miami there, responding with a triple of their own. DiVincenzo with a corner 3. Comes up short. Rebound, Bam. He'll push it up for Miami. Over to Powell. Left wing 3. Pick it up right where he left off Sunday night. Had a career-high 9 threes. Has 2 early here. Early 3 missed by DiVincenzo. Heat with the rebound. Powell feeling it early. Does he go for the heat check? Thought about it, but resets over to Davion Mitchell. Swung to Wiggins. Wiggins now drives. Pull up, 8-foot floater. Left it short. Oh, but he gets his own rebound. But a foul is going to be called on Andrew Wiggins. Scott Foster, our crew chief today, made the call. Looks like Andrew Wiggins and Anthony Edwards bumped knees on that play. And it's going to be a little bit shaken up, Anthony Edwards. Brings it up the floor, guarded by Davion Mitchell. Gets a screen. Working on the right wing. He gets another screen. Launches a three and connects. And we're tied at 6. Oh my. Scoreboard really ahead tonight. Bam Adebayo driving on Gobert. Step back. 15-foot jumper. Good for Adebayo. And Miami reclaims the lead 8-6. The Timberwolves have taken 4 shots, and all 4 of them, 3-pointers. 2 from Anthony Edwards, 2 from Donte DiVincenzo. Oh, turnover on the Timberwolves, and the Heat have it. Norman Powell, pump fake, elbow jumper. Good! And the Heat get the 10 first. A high-scoring first couple of minutes, 10-6. McDaniels driving on Bam, fadeaway mid-range. Yeah, I'll live with that shot every day of the week. Missed there. Rebound Kel'el Ware. Here comes Miami. Davion Mitchell almost turns it over. Picks up the loose ball. Out to Wiggins. His three-pointer. Splash! And the Heat open up a 7-point lead. Mr. Gio, please do not comment the score if you are ahead and spoil it for others, please. As a little inconsiderate, if you ask me. Rudy Gobert answers on the other end with a dunk. And the Timberwolves have their first shot that isn't a 3. Davion Mitchell attacking, kicking. Bam. Swings it to Ware. What a pass by Bam Adebayo. Kel'el Ware just camping underneath the rim and putting home a dunk. Randle tries to answer with a 3. Can't do it. Rebound Ware again. No offensive rebounds here early for Minnesota. Norman Powell over to Davion Mitchell. His open 3 comes up short. Wiggins with the offensive rebound blocked, and then it goes out of bounds off of Miami. If you're Wiggins, I like the effort on the offensive glass, but you got to understand there's going to be shot blockers all around you. Probably should reset it and kick it out. 15-8, Randle, step back jumper over Ware. Good defense, no good. Rebound by Bam. Bam pushing the pace. Over to Davion Mitchell. Mitchell to trailing Norman Powell. Shot fake, 3, no good. Ball loose, fought for Bam Adebayo, offensive rebound. To a trailing Mitchell. His three-pointer, no. Ware almost had an offensive rebound, but couldn't come down with the energy level for Miami at an all-time high. Andrew Wiggins steals it from Anthony Edwards. Wiggins brings it up the court now, crossing the timeline. And the Heat get into their half-court offense. Wiggins gets by Anthony Edwards. Drop off pass to Ware. Ware inside. Left hook shot. Just airballed. DiVincenzo lobbing. Bam! Tipping it out of bounds. Getting back on defense. And the Timberwolves will have it on the baseline. Frenetic pace here. Miami leading 15-8. Defense leading to offense. Jaden McDaniels over to DiVincenzo. He's 0 for 2 from 3. Make it 0 for 3 as Kel'el Ware gobbles up another rebound. He's got 5 of them. Powell driving, gets inside, lobbing for Ware! And the Heat up 9. Largest lead of the game. Norman Powell cooking. He can't be stopped right now. Creating everything for Miami. Julius Randle looking for a response. Banks it home with the left hand. Playing bully ball on Andrew Wiggins. Adebayo in the corner. Faces up and drives on Gobert. Gets to the left hand. Scoops it home. Adebayo with the isolation drive. Everybody playing well for Miami so far. Powell, Bam, Ware, Wiggins, all playing well starting early here. Randle gets the switch with Powell, backs him down, turns, and hits the little free throw jumper. Heat quickly pushed the other way even after a made basket. Bam thought about a 3, picks up his dribble, and resets over to Davion Mitchell. Mitchell Guarded by Anthony Edwards. Pull-up free throw line jumper. Too strong for Davion. His jump shot has really struggled as of late. Picks up Anthony Edwards on the other end defensively. Edwards spinning into a three. Misses that one, and the Heat with another defensive rebound. It's Kel'el Ware's sixth of the first quarter. Bam, over to Wiggins. Wiggins gets a screen from Ware. Wiggins, step back jumper, no good. Don't love an 18-foot step back jumper over Rudy Gobert from Andrew Wiggins. It's not his shot. Heat still lead by 7. Edwards, Randle, pick and roll. Edwards gets downhill, elevates, and is fouled. Kel'el Ware picks up the personal. 5:33 to go in the first quarter. Allows us to tell you about our sponsor for the first time on today's stream, which is Prize Picks. Heat up 19-12. Today's Heat stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the new year, and if you're starting a routine or getting into player picks for the first time, well, I know it can be difficult, but on Prize Picks and in life, it always feels good to be right. And with elite hoops every night, playoff action on the way, Prize Picks lets you take control. New feature alert, early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now get to cash out of those winnings before the game even finishes. Available in all 50 states. They also let you now put the same player in your same lineup up to 3 times. Want to go more than on Norman Powell fantasy score, 3-point attempts, and rebounds? Well, now you can, only on Prize Picks. My entry for today's game between Miami and Minnesota, less than Andrew Wiggins' points. I think with Herro being back, he doesn't score as well. More than Powell and Edwards combined points. I think both go for at least 25 plus. And then I'm going more on Nikola Jovic, points and assists at 11.5. That is my 3-player entry for today's game. Join me, download the Prize Picks app today, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's stream. Listen, off to a good start. I mean, Anthony Edwards and Norman Powell already combining for 14 points. Edwards with a chance to add 2 more at the free throw line when we return. Andrew Wiggins, less than 15.5 points. Tough shooting start for Andrew Wiggins. And Jovic, when he checks in, I think he's going to get cooking like he has been as of late. So I think my Prize Picks going off and starting pretty solid. If you have not already, hit that thumbs up icon. Over 250 people in the building. If you want the Heat to win today, hit that like button. We got 72 likes. Let's get to 100 as we got a $2 super chat from Wasim Khan. Shout out Wasim Khan. How are you doing, my friend? Happy New Year to you and your family. Let's get that like number up to 100, man. Let's get that like number up to 100. Heat playing with a lot of energy, a lot of pace early, attacking the glass, out-rebounding Minnesota by a pretty wide margin in this first quarter. I mean, you look at the first quarter statistics for these two teams, 10-5, out-rebounding them by double. Obviously shooting much better. Turned over Minnesota twice. Miami 7 assists to no turnovers. That's efficient high-level basketball right now. Just got to keep it going. Can't take your foot off the gas pedal, folks, especially on the road against a good team like Minnesota. Man, they're showing the Minnesota Timberwolves street right now in Minneapolis, and I see a lot of snow and I see cold, and it just reminds me how thankful I am that I live in Dallas, Texas. I'll tell you that. All right, we got our substitutions in the game for the first time, and Tyler Herro, who is back tonight for Miami after missing the last 13 games, coming off the bench tonight, and he is in alongside Nikola Jovic. Those two come in. Andrew Wiggins and Kel'el Ware take a seat. So we got the 3-guard lineup of Davion, Powell, and Herro with Jovic and Bam in the front court. See how this lineup plays. Certainly going to be an interesting lineup here. Davion Mitchell brings it up, crossing the timeline. Mike Conley and Naz Reid in for Minnesota. Davion Mitchell driving, kicks to Herro, swung to Bam. Bam attacks Rudy Gobert. Step back free throw line jumper comes up a bit short. Rebound Mike Conley as he'll bring it up. The longtime veteran was in foul trouble a lot in that game on Saturday in Miami between these two teams. And Anthony Edwards just loses it out of bounds. Good defense that time by Norman Powell. Minnesota will reset with 12 on the shot clock. And Davion Mitchell reassumes his position defending the All-NBA level 2 guard. Powell guarding McDaniels. McDaniels lobbing it to Edwards. 5 on the shot clock. Edwards, double team. Step back. Jumper. Comes up short. Good defense there by Miami. Davion Mitchell with the rebound. Mitchell brings it up. Finds a trailing Powell. Powell fouled. They're going to say on the floor. Norman tried to draw his signature 3 free throws. Second in the NBA and fouls on 3-point attempts. Only trailing James Harden. But it will be side out with 18 on the shot clock. Jovic to inbound. Gets it into Davion Mitchell. They try to get it to a curling Herro. They cannot. And now there will be a foul away from the play on Anthony Edwards grabbing Norman Powell. Powell leading scorer for Miami with 8 points. Him and Anthony Edwards share the game high through the first 7 minutes. Davion Mitchell finding a curling Powell. Powell lobbing. That's got to be a foul. No? Well, it's a turnover on Norman Powell. I thought on that lob attempt, Bam got shoved in the hip by Anthony Edwards to kind of dislodge his position. No call. First turnover of the game on Miami and Norman Powell. Jaden McDaniels lines up a 3. Too strong there. Herro with the rebound. Outlet Jovic. Here comes Jovic attacking inside. Loses the handle in back-to-back possessions with a turnover for Miami. McDaniels goes downhill. No one picks up Rudy Gobert in transition, and it's an easy dunk for Minnesota. Got to stop Ball. Got to stop the trailing center, man. Bam picks up McDaniels going down the lane, but no one picks up Gobert. Norman Powell fouled on the floor again. That's Anthony Edwards' second foul, and it will be on the floor, but Miami dangerously close to getting in the bonus. With 4 to go here in the opening quarter. We got Jalen Clark checking in the game for Minnesota. Anthony Edwards will come out with those 2 fouls. Not the best offensive unit on the floor for Minnesota right now. Let's see if the Heat can extend their lead that's currently sitting at 3. Larsson checks into the game for Norman Powell. Herro, pick and roll with Bam. Herro probing. Swings it over to Larsson. Larsson back to Herro. Herro guarded by Rudy Gobert, and he turns it over. 3 straight turnovers for the Miami Heat. Mike Conley now on the right wing. Gets a screen. Sidestep corner 3. That's way off. Rebound Herro in traffic. Heat pushing in transition. Over to Larsson. Larsson, I thought, traveled with it. But no call. He gets it to Bam. Bam in the corner for Jovic. Jovic attacking inside. And banks it home with the right hand. He got away with, I think, a travel by Larsson. But Jovic is able to pay it off with a bucket inside. McDaniels misses in the rebound by Bam. Good interior defense. Davion Mitchell pushing to the corner for Herro. His three-pointer. Kaboom! Herro's first shot of the night is a splash down corner tray ball. Heat back up by 8. Miami 4 of 8 from beyond the arc. Naz Reid looking for the answer. Doesn't have it. Spins out. Herro with another rebound. And then Nikola Jovic just drops the ball out of bounds. Come on, Nico. Can't happen. It's carelessness. And I don't stand for that type of carelessness basketball. Just put out his hand to catch it one-handed and it slipped out. 2 hands. 2 hands, Nico. Good start, though, for Miami in this one. As they lead by 8 points. We got 340 people in the building. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button. New year, new goals, and we're trying to get to 30K sooner rather than later. We're 3,624 away. Continue to hit that sub button. Let's get to 26,400 tonight. If you're a Heat fan, this is the channel for you. We're going to ramp up our live coverage of the Heat. And then once we get to February, we'll be live for every game. But still unable to in January on Saturdays and Sundays. But we'll be live for every Heat game Monday through Friday in January. And then once we get past the NBA trade deadline on February 5th, we will be live for every single Miami Heat game. So hit that sub button. We'll have daily videos. We're going to have a video out tomorrow on the latest trade rumors around the Miami Heat. Probably we'll be discussing the latest around Trae Young, as it is expected for him to be traded inside the next month leading up to that trade deadline. Should Miami go after him? I have a lot of thoughts. I made a kind of a video about it last week, but I want to rehash my thoughts again on a video tomorrow. Short answer, no, I do not want to trade for Trae Young. And I'll explain why more on a video tomorrow. But you got to be subscribed in order to be able to watch that video tomorrow. So hit that sub button. See if Miami can continue their strong play here in the first quarter. Ooh, I like that it's Jordan. Pascal Siakam, I'll tell you what, I would absolutely trade for Pascal Siakam. He is really freaking good, man. Pascal Siakam is really good. I just don't think Indiana is interested in trading him. All right, here we go. Back into the action. Dru Smith into the game for Davion Mitchell. Wiggins in. So Heat goes small ball. Jovic at the 5, Wiggins at the 4. And immediately Naz Reid Euro steps to the basket for an easy 2 points against Nikola Jovic. Larsson guarded by Mike Conley. Larsson attacks Mike Conley. Gets to the right hand. Pump fakes. Goes up. And flips it up and in. Great take by Pelle Larsson, utilizing his strength and size advantage on the veteran Conley. On the other end, Dru Smith called for a foul. Jaden McDaniels got to the rim, and he'll be shooting 2 free throws. Heat's defense has been solid here in the opening 12 minutes, but I really like their energy as a whole. Every single player playing hard. Heat attacking the glass. Got to play that way for 48 minutes. Can't play it for 12. Can't play it for 10. Got to do it for 48. Especially on the road against a good team like Minnesota. McDaniels knocks home the pair. Brings the T-Wolves within 6. Herro with 3 points early. Gets it over to Jovic. Jovic, guarded by Naz Reid. Swings it back to Herro. Herro attacking Julius Randle. Herro gets 2 feet in the paint. Kicks to the corner for Dru Smith. He pump fakes and then lines up a 3. And knocks it home. The Heat strong 3-point shooting continues. And the lead is back up to 9. Miami 5 of 9 from 3. But a lapse in judgment defensively. And an easy dunk for Jaden McDaniels. Defense has certainly fallen off here over the last couple of minutes. Herro driving on Jalen Clark. Herro stepping in, kicking it out, but almost turns it over. Lucky that McDaniels couldn't hang on to it, and it will be side out for Miami. Herro pick and roll with Jovic. Gets it to Nico. He lines up a three. Jovic can't knock that one down. Minute to play here. Naz Reid with a right wing three. Herro gambled on a steal, didn't get it. Left him open, but Miami gets lucky with a Reid miss. Oof. Almost an over and back on Miami. Instead, Herro steps inside, but misses the floater. Julius Randle picked up by Larsson the other way. In the mid-range, driving, spinning, right to the left hand, and puts it home. Nowhere, no Adebayo on the line, on the floor, and the Timberwolves taking advantage offensively, going right to the rim. 5-point game. Miami leads. Dru Smith driving on Naz Reid. Blocked out of bounds. I mean, what are we doing? That whole possession was Dru Smith ISO drive on Naz Reid. That's just dumb basketball. And Nico in the corner, guarded by Mike Conley. If you're going to run an ISO, how about you get it to him? Andrew Wiggins, quick three out of the baseline, and he can't knock it home. 1 for 4 start for Wiggins. 1 for 5, excuse me. Heat's lead is 5. Let's get a stop and keep it there. Conley, pick and roll with Randle. Kicks to the corner for Reid, and that's a triple. And it's a 2-point game for Miami. Dru Smith at the buzzer misses, and the Heat lead as much as 9 down to 2. It's a bad unit right there, man. Jovic, Herro, Larsson, Smith, and Wiggins. Not a good unit. Too small inside. Not good enough defensively. They were just getting beat off the dribble to the rim every time. Whether it was Randle, whether it was McDaniels, whether it was Reid. Poor defense by that unit. You got to have one of, I know there has been stretches over the last week or so where Nikola Jovic has played really well as that small ball 5. And I get it. That lineup from Minnesota, Julius Randle and Naz Reid are the 2 big men, 2 guys that aren't the most physically imposing in terms of their size. Randle's strong for sure, but I like to have one of Ware or Bam on the floor at all times. And you saw why. Defense really fell off a cliff there in the last couple of minutes. 1 quarter in Minnesota done. Miami does hold a 2-point lead. Heat shooting really efficient from the field. 5 of 11. 4 turnovers in that last couple minutes there for Miami. Not ideal. Got to take care of the basketball. Do like the Heat's aggressiveness, though, especially rebounding the ball. Out-rebounding a Minnesota team that dominated Miami on the glass on Saturday. I said the biggest key for the Heat, if they wanted to win this game, was for your front court to outplay their front court. You needed Bam and Ware to outplay Randle and Gobert, because Randle and Gobert outplayed them on Saturday. So far, so good. So far, so good. Ware and Bam certainly outplayed Gobert and Randle when all 4 of them were on the floor. You're just joining us on today's stream. Super Chat menu for today. $5 we spin the wheel. We haven't got a 5 yet. I want to spin the wheel. I want to showcase you guys the wheel. Who's going to be the first person to get this wheel rolling? $10. I'm doing 10 push-ups as I always do. $20 gets you into the Heat Report Hall of Fame. I take a shot tequila as well. We got a couple $2 super chats from Mr. Gio and Wasim Khan, 2 legends. Is anyone else going to get us partying here on a Tuesday? I mean, Nikola Jovic definitely deserves minutes. I don't want this to be a conversation where I said no, Nico shouldn't play, because Jovic has been really good for Miami ever since returning that one Friday night against Atlanta, and that has sparked Miami to win 5 of their last 6 games. The point I'm just trying to make is I think Jovic is better suited as a 4 or as a 3 on the wing, playing with Bam Adebayo, playing with Kel'el Ware, rather than being the biggest man on the floor for Miami. Because then the Heat's interior defense is just absolutely cooked. Oh, $5 super chat from Wasim Khan. We'll get that on screen here in a second and do that wheel spin next time out as we are getting back underway in Minnesota. Anthony Edwards with 2 first-quarter fouls starting this second period. Miami opening up the second quarter with the same lineup they finished it with, so hopefully they get better minutes here after a little pause in the action. Andrew Wiggins, left wing, driving on Naz Reid into a double team, drops it off to Jovic, but Nico can't finish inside. It's a shot that Nico just has to make. Simple as that. Randle, double team, spinning, splits the double, kicks out to Bones Highland. His three-pointer, too strong, and Jovic with the good rebound. Pitch ahead to Herro. Herro driving, finds a trailing Dru Smith. Back to Herro. Herro drives on Anthony Edwards and is cut off and resets out to Smith. Larsson now guarded by Highland, over to the corner for Jovic, dumped inside to Wiggins. Wiggins with the size advantage just misses a 3-foot bunny. I mean, Wiggins has been fucking terrible tonight. And now the Timberwolves have a chance to take the lead, and Reid gives it to him with the corner 3. 2 missed layups to start this quarter by Jovic and Wiggins. When Wiggins is bad, he's bad. I think we got a bad Wiggins game. And then Jovic tries to draw a foul, puts up a wild shot, no good. Here comes Minnesota. Randle inside, and 1. Call a timeout and get this fucking lineup off the floor, Spo. They're horrible. I mean, a lot of the reasons why they've been bad is because we can't fucking make a layup inside. But my God, man. Randle misses the free throw. He get the rebound. Timberwolves on a 12-0 run to take this 3-point lead. Herro, step back, thought about a 3, gives it up, gets it back. Herro kicks to the corner. Larsson, open look. Big shot there by Larsson to tie it up. That's much better offensive action. The give and go into a kick to the corner for 3. Heat, 6 of 12 from beyond the arc tonight. Thank God they're shooting the 3 well, or we'd be in trouble because we can't make anything inside the arc tonight. Bones Highland has to do something with 5 on the shot clock. Driving left on Dru Smith and is fouled. Come on, Dru. Can't bail him out like that. Now Bones Highland heads to the charity stripe. He played pretty well for Miami on Minnesota against Miami on Saturday. Oh my God, they just showed Joe Ingles on the bench. Boy, he has put on some weight. Talk about a player coach. Does Ingles get PT at any point anymore? I don't think so. Bones Highland splits the pair, so he trail by 1. Herro, good crossover, straight line drive to the rim, and he lays it up and in. Good move, breaking down Donte DiVincenzo. Herro with 5, and Miami goes back in front by 1. Anthony Edwards in the corner, doubled, kicks out to Highland. His 3-point attempt too strong. Offensive rebound tapped out. Minnesota controls. Randle, double teamed, loses it, and just hits it to the backcourt. That's got to be an over and back. It is. Good defense by Miami, even though they gave up an offensive rebound, able to stick with it, and with a timely double, forcing a turnover. Herro gets it. He's guarded by DiVincenzo. Larsson sets him a screen. Bones Highland switches. This is a mismatch. Bones Highland cannot defend. Herro fouled. I mean, if you're Miami, and I know this might get repetitive and redundant, I am not kidding when I say this. I am giving the ball to whoever Bones Highland is guarding and letting them go ISO, or giving it to Herro and getting a pick and roll to have Highland switch on to Herro. He is among the worst defenders in the NBA. Dru Smith guarded by Highland right now. He gets it over to Nico. Nico drives on Naz Reid. Bumped and fouled. Are they going to say on the floor or in the act of shooting? Looks like we're going to get Nikola Jovic free throws. These are the first free throws of the night for Miami. Even though Nico has a turnover tonight and missed a couple bunnies inside, real big fan of his aggressive team ever since returning to the lineup. His aggressiveness has really ramped up. Kel'el Ware back in for Miami. Dru Smith takes a seat. Love that. Now we're going to have, I believe, Herro, Larsson in the backcourt with Wiggins, Ware, and Jovic in the front court. Now that is a lineup I can get behind. What I can't get behind is Nico missing free throws. Misses the second. They're going to have Nikola Jovic guarding Bones Highland. Fascinating there. They get a switch, and now Randle goes at Nico. Nico walls up. Good defense. Rebound by Ware. Heat out and running. Herro stops. Gets it to a trailing Jovic. Jovic inside. No call, miss, and now the Timberwolves have a 3-on-2. And Anthony Edwards. No! Offensive foul! Bones Highland with an illegal screen. Going the other way back to Miami. Heat catch a big break there. Lucky break. Bones Highland. I mean, I'll tell you what, if I was Minnesota, I would contemplate challenging that. They won't, though. Heat get a break. Herro driving, lobbing for Ware. Ware mistimed his jump, and it's a turnover. Edwards the other way. Out to Reid. Naz Reid probes. Euro steps. Good help by Wiggins. That's just unbelievable offense by Naz Reid. High arcing floater goes, and we're knotted up at 35. Wiggins, crossover, drive, spins, right hook. That was a pretty isolation drive by Andrew Wiggins. Bones Highland orchestrating the offense in the half court for Minnesota. Gets a screen from Rudy Gobert. Drives right, gets by Ware, and that's a goaltend. Come on, dude. Back tied up. Herro, pull up 15-footer, baseline. Pretty. Tyler Herro, we know he is a marksman on that baseline. Edwards breaking down Larsson. It's too easy. It's too easy. Heat's defense has been abysmal in the second quarter. Wiggins in the corner himself. Dribbles it off his own foot and swings it over to Herro. But it's turned over. Wiggins throws it away. Naz Reid read the eyes. Wiggins cannot handle the ball to save his fucking life. I mean, you want to talk about one of the most bagless players in the NBA, it's Andrew Wiggins. Had a great move prior. The next possession, dribbles it off his own foot, and then throws it to Minnesota, and they get a coast-to-coast dunk. That's just so bad, dude. So bad. All right, first time out of the second quarter, we'll allow ourselves to tell you about our sponsor on today's stream. Today's Heat stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the new year, and if you're starting a routine or getting into player picks for the first time, well, I know it can be difficult, but on Prize Picks and in life, it always feels good to be right. And with elite hoops every night, playoff action on the way, Prize Picks lets you take control. New feature alert, early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now get the cash out of those winnings before the game even finishes. Available in all 50 states. They also let you now put the same player in your same lineup up to 3 times. Want to go more than on Norman Powell fantasy score, 3-point attempts, and rebounds? Well, now you can, only on Prize Picks. My entry for today's game between Miami and Minnesota, less than Andrew Wiggins' points. I think with Herro being back, he doesn't score as well. More than Powell and Edwards combined points. I think both go for at least 25 plus. And then I'm going more on Nikola Jovic, points and assists at 11.5. That is my 3-player entry for today's game. Join me, download the Prize Picks app today, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Shout out Wasim Khan for the $5 super chat. Shout out to Mr. Gio with the $5 super chat. I agree. Big man rotation simply has to be better for Miami. But this now lets us do our wheel spins for the night. We got 2 of them, baby. We got 2 of them. We got some things that I have to do, that you guys have to do, some specials. Spin that wheel number 1. All right, first wheel spin. This one was for Wasim Khan. We'll do a like. Got to like the video. We'll talk more about that here in a second. Second spin. Just missed the tequila shot. Got to follow me on Twitter. All right, we'll see if we can get any more goodies as the stream goes on. But do hit that like button. If you want the Heat to beat the Timberwolves today, let's get that like number up. We're at 117. Let's get to 150 ASAP. Should be able to get 32 likes, which is all that's needed out of the 368 people watching. All right, here we go. Back in action. Bam back in. Powell back in as well. Powell drives, doubled, drops it off to Kel'el Ware. Ware out to Jovic. Jovic attacks Jalen Clark. Swings to the corner. Ware's open for 3. Air ball. Jesus Christ. Air ball in 3s. Donte DiVincenzo inside. Kicks it out to Naz Reid as the Timberwolves reset. Fouled. Anthony Edwards in the act of shooting. He's getting 2. Jovic, Ware, Bam, Davion, and Powell on the floor for Miami. First free throw for Anthony Edwards, good. Heat down by 3. Next Heat game will be on Thursday against Chicago. In Chicago. We'll be live for that game. Edwards makes the second. Heat down by 4. Norman Powell off a curl, running floater, left it short. He'd have gone cold offensively. Anthony Edwards, oh my God, he just put a crazy hesitation move on Norman Powell, but he throws it away, and then Ware throws it away. Oh my God. The Heat have just been so sloppy in the second quarter. It's been a horrible second quarter. Nikola Jovic out, Pelle Larsson back in. They inbound to Rudy Gobert. Pick and roll now between Edwards and Gobert. Swung to Clark. Clark drives inside. fouled by Pelle Larsson. He unable to defend tonight without fouling. Been fouling. It's crazy right now. Jalen Clark makes the free throw. Both free throws good. Heat down 6. Largest deficit of the game for Miami. Under 6 to go here in this second quarter. Norman Powell driving and resetting. It's Larsson now. Larsson driving on Anthony Edwards, dribbles it out of bounds. It's a very bad second quarter. This is horrible basketball. I mean, I know our offense has eliminated the pick and roll. We should bring it back because we have been unable to generate good offensive looks in the isolation. Good block inside by Ware. Rejects Anthony Edwards. Heat out and running. Bam to the corner for Larsson. He pump fakes. Wide open three. And he airballed. What are we doing? Airballing multiple threes. Missing layups. McDaniels misses inside. Defense there by Bam Strong. Rebound to Miami. And the Heat get out and run and get an easy layup. About time. Jalen Clark loses the handle. Bam picks up the loose ball. Heat have numbers. Powell, right wing three. Good! When the Heat get out and run in transition, good things happen, but you gotta get stops to run out in transition. Powell, 11 points. Edwards with the answer. Guy's unbelievable, man. Adebayo, top of the key. Over to Larsson. Larsson pick and roll with Bam. A lot of contact, but Larsson not fouled, allegedly. Over to Norman Powell. His sidestep three. No. That's a tough shot. Not a good one. Edwards driving. Loses the handle. It's going to stay with Minnesota. I think he dribbled it off of Bam's foot. (48-44), Minnesota leads. 4:01 to go in the first half. Edwards in the quarter. Tyler Herro back in. Kel'el Ware takes a seat. Edwards fouled, I suppose, on the floor by Davion Mitchell. Yeah, Mitchell grabbing his hip there, pulling him. Can't do that. Timberwolves are in the bonus now. So Edwards at the line. Misses that one. Timberwolves out shooting Miami at the free throw line by a pretty wide margin tonight. Makes the second. Heat down 5. Powell driving and drops it off to Larsson. Larsson has position inside, but misses the shot. Oh, my. I mean, the amount of shots Miami's missed inside of 6 feet tonight is honestly disgusting. Anthony Edwards, step back three over Larsson. No good. Rebound by Herro. Herro stripped, loose ball. Bam picks it up, and Bam is fouled by Anthony Edwards. That is Edwards' third foul. Third foul of the first half on Anthony Edwards. Certainly something to monitor as this game progresses. Oh, yeah, he's absolutely crushed Bam on the arm there. Edwards going to the locker room? Is he banged up, or is he just heading to the locker room early because he's got 3 fouls and he knows he's not returning? Either way, not a good look there for Edwards. We've known this to be an issue in the past. Davion Mitchell just missed a point-blank layup. Holy shit, dude. Is someone going to make a layup tonight? Wiggins can't make one. Larsson can't make one. Jovic can't make one. Now Davion Mitchell can't make one. Wiggins back in. Good defensive play. Knocks it off of Randle's knee, out of bounds. Goes back to Miami. Going to need someone to step up offensively here outside of Norman Powell. Herro's been good in limited sample size today. Wiggins can't make a shot. Heat not getting that scoring punch off the bench from Jaquez tonight that has been so welcomed as of late. But with the timeout on the floor, Heat down 5, let's get some fire in the live chat. Spam those fireball emojis. Let's go Heat. Spam those fireball emojis. Over 400 people watching. Shout out Randy. Shout out Mine. Shout out Mo Motivation. Jay the Fox spamming those fireball emojis. Yeah, I see some people talking Trae Young. I'm going to make a video about it tomorrow. I'm not in on Trae Young at all. Not in at all. I am out for Trae Young. Now, with that being said, if it's really cheap to get him, maybe. Like, if all it takes is Terry Rozier's contract, like Terry and Tyler Herro, swap them for Trae Young, then we can have a conversation. But probably nothing than that. I mean, I'm not a Trae Young guy, but the only way I would think about it is if it's just an expiring in Rozier, and then you basically just swap Trae for Tyler straight up. I probably don't even know if I would do that, but that's the only way I would think about it. So Anthony Edwards back on the bench. He went and got a fruit cup. He's literally eating pineapple on the bench. That's something. Heat down 5 with the ball. Under 3 to go here in the first half. Norman Powell knifing inside, blocked by Rudy Gobert. Man, he dominated Miami on Saturday. He's not really dominating to the degree tonight, but you see why he has won multiple Defensive Player of the Years. Five on the shot clock. Bam driving. Has to put something up here late. Shot clock violation. Rudy Gobert making a play inside there. It's good defense by Gobert. Second block of the game for Gobert. Both happen on that defensive possession. Foul on Miami. Tyler Herro grabbing Rudy Gobert on the screen. Timberwolves are in the bonus, and Rudy Gobert will head to the line for 2. How about this? When Rudy Gobert is on the court, the Timberwolves have a 107.3 defensive rating. When he is off the court, they have a 118.7, a ridiculous difference. Gobert makes the first free throw. Gobert makes both. Both didn't even hit rim. Nothing but net. Down 7, largest deficit of the game. Davion Mitchell driving, kicking. Wiggins with a 3. It's a big shot. We needed it. Wiggins struggling today, too. Good to see him knock down a 3. But then Norman Powell gets beat backdoor by McDaniels without even any resistance. Davion Mitchell with a good drive inside. Misses the layup. My fucking goodness. DiVincenzo, corner 3. No. Rebound by Miami. Heat have numbers. 5-on-4 if they push. Norman Powell attacking. Takes a bump from Mike Conley. No whistle, no call. And now the Timberwolves come the other way. DiVincenzo inside. Finds a trailing Conley. Open 3. No good. Lucky break there. Herro with the board. Herro's been active on the glass today. 6 rebounds. Herro now isolation. Drive on Conley. Fouled. And 1! Tyler Herro. Just backed down the veteran Conley. 2 feet in the paint. Turned around. Took the contact. And finished. And has a chance to get Miami back to down 3. With a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. Herro makes the free throw. He's now got 10 points in the game off the bench in this first half. Efficient night for Mr. Herro and his return for the first time since late November. Mike Conley probing, no good. A late whistle on Davion Mitchell. Very late. Probably the right call, but still a late whistle by Mr. Scott Foster. Second foul of the game on Davion Mitchell. Conley makes the free throw. I'll tell you what, man, the amount of free throws that Minnesota has taken in comparison to us tonight, it's egregious. It's egregious. Conley misses the second free throw, but Wiggins gives up the offensive rebound. DiVincenzo 3. That hurts. Wiggins just... Julius Randle went right over Wiggins to get that board. Now back down 7. Wiggins driving on Randle. Crossover. Drives left now. And is fouled inside. Julius Randle wants that to be challenged. Wiggins' first free throw here, good. 46 seconds to go in the first half. Wiggins makes the pair. Down 5. Let's get a stop and score and make this a one-score game going into halftime. Conley, pick and roll with Randle. Randle inside. Wiggins strips him. Ball loose. Picked up by McDaniels, and he lays it in. Oh, what a bad break for Miami. Larsson, guarded by Rudy Gobert. I mean, I would give it to someone else and space the floor. Powell going to drive. Powell right to the rim. And one! Norman Powell. Big answer there with 15 to go in this first half. Yeah, that is what should have happened there. Bam goes to the corner. Larsson stays on the perimeter. Give it to Norman Powell. Straight line drive right to the rim. McDaniels helping, hitting Norman Powell and one. When Rudy Gobert's on the perimeter, spread the offense wide so no one's in the paint, and then just attack. Dru Smith checks in for the final possession of the half defensively. Takes out Tyler Herro. Powell misses the free throw, of course. Under 10 to go here in the first half. Conley, pick and roll with Gobert. 4 seconds. Conley, floater, good. Powell at the end of the half, good if it goes. No, and that is the half. Heat down 7. Good first quarter, horrible second quarter. Grade the Heat's performance in the first half. Man. I see B minus, C, C plus, C, D, B minus, C, B minus, C. Miami just careless with the basketball at times today. Man, oh man. It's got to play much more sound. Look at some of the first half stats here. Heat shooting slightly worse than Minnesota from the field. Out shooting them from 3, but let's look at that bottom number right there, man. We're getting outshot at the free throw line by 11. Minnesota's made 9 more free throws than us. 7-point game. If you're able to defend without fouling, I think we're having a different conversation on the deficit at halftime. Heck, the Heat might be able to be actually winning by now. Also, the rebounding. Miami was out rebounding Minnesota the entire game. They were rebounding them 10-5 at one point. So since that time in the game where Miami had 10 rebounds to their 5, it's 21-15 in the rebounding battle. Also got to cut down the turnovers. 8, unacceptable. Can't happen. Let's look at some first half stats now for Miami. Davion Mitchell, certainly need more from him offensively. I mean, he's missed 2 wide open threes, a wide open layup, and a pull-up free throw line jumper. I would say he should at least be 2 of 4 from the field. Got to have it. Norman Powell's been the only consistent source of offense today. Well, him and Tyler Herro. Powell got off to a blazing start. 2 threes, had the first 6 points for Miami tonight. Still playing well offensively, but need a little bit more. These stats might not be correct. Give me a second. Yeah, I thought they were wrong. Got it updated now. See, 13 points for Norman Powell on 5 of 10 shooting. Got a little cold there at the end. Tyler Herro has actually been really good. First game back. I know he has a couple turnovers, but 4 or 5 from the field, 10 points. He's been pretty efficient on the offensive end. We'll see if he's able to continue that here in the second half. Pelle Larsson, 7 points for Miami. I actually didn't know he had 7 points, to be honest. I'm trying to think of when Larsson scored outside. Okay, he had 1 transition layup, 1 3. I can't remember the other bucket, but Larsson's gotten some foul trouble here. He's got to be better defending without fouling. That's the biggest key there for me. Dru Smith, 3 points. Nothing really to talk about. Andrew Wiggins finished the first half with 10 points, but I still don't think it's a good first half for Wiggins. He has had a couple fouls defensively, couple missed bunnies inside. That 1 turnover was extremely frustrating. Also, I would say giving up a couple rebounds offensively, especially late in that second quarter. Not a fan of that. Heat really missing Jaime Jaquez Jr. tonight. We haven't got a good game from Nikola Jovic. 3 points, 1 assist, 2 turnovers, 1 of 5 from the field. Couple layups missed by Nico. That can't happen. He's got to be better defensive, or got to be better offensively. Got to be better taking care of the basketball. Got to be better finishing around the rim. I mean, Heat make their layups tonight. Wiggins, Jovic, Davion Mitchell. Pelle Larsson missed 1 as well. Miami's in a much better spot. Bam, 4 points, 6 boards, 3 assists. 2 of 5 from the field. Not really aggressive tonight offensively, but at least when it comes to looking for his shot, but making an impact on the defensive end of the floor. Kel'el Ware, rebounding really well, 4 points. I can't really say much on Kel'el tonight. Good. What he had, 2 dunks inside, I think, right? Just 2 points. Yeah, pass from Bam, wide open underneath, and then I'm trying to think of the other one. Was it a lob? I don't remember. I think so. 8 boards for him. I mean, the Heat front court is rebounding well. I mean, Ware and Bam combining for 14 rebounds in the first half. That's good stuff. But only 8 points combined from those 2. It's got to be better. It's actually funny. Kel'el Ware's 2 misses are both air balls. Airballed a right hook shot or left hook shot inside, and then airballed that corner 3. It's either going in or airballing tonight for Kel'el. Still inching closer to the second half getting underway. If you haven't already seen our Super Chat menu, here is $5, we spin the wheel. $10, 10 push-ups. $20 gets you into the Heat Report Hall of Fame and a shot tequila. On the wheel, there is a shot tequila. There is a Hall of Fame spot. There is push-ups. There is other stuff as well. Opportunity. How about this? Tyler Herro got to 1,000 points tonight. Oh, hold on. No, not 1,000 points. That was dumb of me to say. 1,000 career threes. Sixth fastest player in the NBA. History of the NBA to get to 1,000 made threes. What do I think about trading Wiggins, Herro, and Jakucionis for Trae Young? Absolutely not. I don't really want to trade for Trae Young, period. But I really don't want to trade multiple contributing pieces. It's raining on Twitter right now. Hello, Twitter world. How about Tyler Herro being sixth fastest player in NBA history to get to 1,000 made threes? Half court offense for Miami, struggling against this Minnesota defense. This defense for Minnesota, it's elite, man. It's a really good defense. Remember, Heat led after one quarter, 29-27. They got outscored in that second quarter, 34-25. Yeah, good math by me. 34-25. I gotta read this. Oh, man. My friend just saying some blatantly wrong things. Had to respond. Looks like we're about 3.5 minutes away from the second half getting underway. Yeah, got to play much better in the second half. Just playing a little sloppy with the basketball in that second quarter. Got to be better. Got to be better. Hoping Miami can get a couple wins this week because next week they have to play some tough opponents. Got to play the Thunder twice in the next 10 games. Got to play the Suns a couple times in the next 10 games. Got to play in Golden State, in Portland. You go on a West Coast trip. Got to have good basketball being played over the next 10 games if you want to make a nice little push here before the trade deadline. Trade deadline February 5th. Miami wants to solidify themselves as buyers. I honestly don't even know who they would buy, if I got to be honest. If it's not Giannis, who should the Heat trade for? I don't know. I don't think I have an answer for you. I think I would be more likely to tell you that the Heat should trade people away rather than go out and trade for people if the Heat can't get Giannis. I think the Heat should trade one of Tyler Herro and Norman Powell. Decide which one you want to extend. Powell free agent this offseason. Herro 1 year left on his deal. Looking for an extension this offseason. I'd gauge interest on the two of them. Trade one of those guys. This is all if you can't get Giannis, by the way. I would also trade Wiggins. Inconsistent. $30 million contract next year. Don't want to pay him that. Can you flip him for a couple expirings and a late first-round pick? If you could, I would. Looking at Los Angeles, who's registered interest in Wiggins in the past. Gabe Vincent, Rui Hachimura, and their first-round pick this year. Sign me up. All right, second half about to get underway here. Down 7, Miami going to need to play better complementary basketball, defense, offense. Got to have it. Saying Kawhi. I don't know if they would trade Kawhi, but I would trade, like, expiring salary. I would trade Wiggins, Rozier, Jakucionis. Like, I don't think I'm giving up first-round picks for Kawhi Leonard at this point. All right, we're back in action here in the second half. In the first possession, it's an easy layup inside for Norman Powell. Anthony Edwards playing with 3 fouls, back on the floor. Jaden McDaniels driving on Wiggins. Little floater at the free throw line. That goes. Wiggins. I'm surprised they have Jaden McDaniels guarding Wiggins. And on cue, McDaniels, a really good defender, blocks Wiggins. Oh my goodness, Rudy Gobert just carried the basketball. He catch a big break there. Forgot to show that super chat here by Mr. Gio. Foul shots turned over. Shake my head. Yeah, got to be better defending without fouling. Bam, dribble handoff with Powell. Powell fouled on the floor. Davion Mitchell curling Powell again. Gets downhill and gets to the right hand at the rim. Well, Timberwolves answer with a 3. Anthony Edwards, 5th. Davion Mitchell, can he get a response? No, he's really struggling. Davion Mitchell is struggling. Edwards feeling it. Driving, kicking. DiVincenzo with a triple. Yep, it goes. And the Heat are immediately down 11. It seems eerily similar to the fourth quarter between Minnesota and Miami Saturday night where the Timberwolves blitzed the Heat. Bam. Pull-up jumper. Bounces around the rim but can't fall. I think that was a bad shot by Bam. Would not have taken that. And then on the other end, Heat foul. Be on the floor, side out for Minnesota. He got to start playing better, man. This could become another 20-point game. Remember, he trailed by 20 at some point, at one point in that fourth quarter. Got hit with a bad headache. That sucks. Heat go to a 2-3 zone for the first time tonight, trying to spice things up, give Minnesota a different look. Randle now gets it basically one-on-one with Wiggins. Step back mid-range shot, no good. Ware battling with Gobert. Good rebound that time by the young fella. Winning that box-out battle with Rudy. Heat pushing. Too strong jumper by Bam there. Rebound Randle. Here comes Minnesota. Randle inside. Lobbing to Rudy Gobert. Timeout Miami. And we're getting run off the floor if we don't pick it up soon. First time out of the third quarter. Might get ugly here. Let's tell you about our sponsor. Today's Heat stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the new year, and if you're starting a routine or getting into player picks for the first time, well, I know it can be difficult, but on Prize Picks and in life, it always feels good to be right. And with elite hoops every night, playoff action on the way, Prize Picks lets you take control. New feature alert early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now get to cash out of those winnings before the game even finishes. Available in all 50 states. They also let you now put the same player in your same lineup up to 3 times. Want to go more than on Norman Powell fantasy score, 3-point attempts, and rebounds? Well, now you can. Only on Prize Picks. My entry for today's game between Miami and Minnesota, less than Andrew Wiggins' points. I think with Herro being back, he doesn't score as well. More than Powell and Edwards combined points. I think both go for at least 25 plus. And then I'm going more on Nikola Jovic, points and assists at 11.5. That is my 3-player entry for today's game. Join me, download the Prize Picks app today, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Appreciate Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. You got to pick it up, man. Ever since the first quarter, really the last 3 minutes of the first quarter, the Heat starting lineup today played really well to start the game. Bam, Powell, Wiggins, Davion, and Ware. I mean, they were up by like 8 or 9 points consistently. Then Bam and Kel'el Ware come out in the final like 4 minutes of that first quarter. And then ever since that point, it's been all Minnesota. He'd have been unable to gain any momentum since that point. It's been tough, man. Been tough. Hopefully things get turned around, though. It's hard for me to take that winning little stretch of basketball seriously when your wins were coming against. Now, the Detroit win was a really good win. It's a great win on the road against the Pistons. But the other wins in this little 5 games and 6 game stretch here, New Orleans, Indiana, Atlanta, not good teams. Well, here we go. Norman Powell curling, finds Bam. Bam jumper. Jesus, dude, make a shot, man. Jaden McDaniels the other way. Now Randle inside. Randle just slips. They call a foul there? He just slipped. It's not a foul. Gotta get a stop here, man. DiVincenzo inside. Randle, pump fake, good. Who is guarding him? No one there. Down 15. Bam, left alone for 3. Big shot, needed it. Big 3, man. This game was starting to get away from you. You needed a response. Rudy Gobert backing in on Ware. Kicks back out to Anthony Edwards. His three-pointer, no good. Rebound Adebayo. He'll bring it up for Miami. Over to Norman Powell. Pick and roll. Powell, top of the key 3. Air ball. Ware, right spot, right time. Gets the rebound. Mitchell driving on Edwards. Spinning. Gets his left hand. Finally makes a layup. All right, little 5-0 run here for Miami. Let's see if they can continue to build on this. Edwards on the other end. Guarded by Norman Powell. Kicks to DiVincenzo. Swung to Randle. Back to DiVincenzo. Back to Randle. Randle. To the corner for Edwards. His three-pointer. Man, Anthony Edwards is playing at a different level tonight. Mitchell, Ware, pick and roll. Mitchell driving inside, absorbs contact, finishes, and one. Back-to-back buckets by Davion Mitchell. Hope he can convert the three-point play. Anthony Edwards, 22 points tonight. 5 of 8 from 3. Cooking. Oh, and he misses the free throw. I mean, this fucking team, I swear we are cursed when I do watch parties. Cursed. The record that Miami has when I'm on stream to off stream has got to be crazy different. Heat running in transition after a stop, and they turn it over. Dude, what is Bam doing? Herro and Jovic in. Ware and Davion Mitchell take a seat. Anthony Edwards working on Wiggins. Left-hand finish doesn't go. Rebound Adebayo. Bam brings it up for Miami. Picked up by Gobert. Bam hands it off to Norman Powell. And sets a screen. Powell driving inside. Kicking to the corner. Jovic 3. Big shot, Nikola Jovic. Not the best first half for Nico, but drills a triple there to make it an 8-point game. Let's continue to stack stops. 6 points for Jovic on the night. Anthony Edwards driving on Herro. Floater at the free throw line. Too easy. That's why he's a top 10 player in the world, folks. Herro into the game again. Has it. Guarded by Anthony Edwards. Crossover. Oh, pretty crossover. Finds Bam on a pocket pass to the rim. Dude, are you fucking serious? Another missed layup. Another chance for Miami. Herro driving. Pump fake. Elbow jumper. Too strong. McDaniels spinning. Fouled and one. Nikola Jovic. McDaniels makes the free throw. Down 13. Herro thought about a quick three. Holds on to it and resets over to Norman Powell. Powell driving inside. Loses the handle. Out of bounds it goes. Turnover on Miami. th turnover of the game on the Heat. Jaden McDaniels turns it over. He stepped on the baseline. Heat catch a break there. Dead ball turnover. Herro guarded by McDaniels. That's a reach-in foul. Yeah, it's called finally. My God. I think McDaniels got Herro up by the face area. Oh my God, he has wiped his face. Herro gets a screen from Norman Powell. That's fun set. Lines up atop of the key three. Comes up short there. Herro 1 of 2 from beyond the arc tonight after that. Anthony Edwards over to Reed to the corner for McDaniels. McDaniels blows by Herro. Misses the shot inside. Rebound tap to Miami. Here comes Herro. Herro to the rim. Pretty Euro step, a missed layup. On the other end, Wiggins fouls Jaden McDaniels. I think every player today has missed a point-blank layup. Every player. Davion Mitchell's missed a point-blank shot. Tyler Herro's missed a point-blank shot. Bam has. Ware has. Larsson has. Jovic has. Wiggins has. I borderline think every single player tonight has missed a shot that I would consider open within 5 feet of the basket. Every single player. Herro working on Mike Conley. Euro step, a lot of contact. Finishes through it. No whistle, though. 4.5 to go here in the third quarter. Can we get it down to 6 going into the fourth? Cut it in half in the next 4 minutes. Randle out to Conley. Conley to the rim. Kicks out to McDaniels. McDaniels driving, spinning on Herro. Floater, no good. Good defensive possession there by Miami. Bam brings it up to Wiggins. Wiggins to the corner. Jovic, quick release triple. No. Wiggins, offensive rebound. Wiggins blocked. Kick it out! You had Herro and Powell open. Stop being selfish. Edwards inside, blocked by Jovic out of bounds. Excellent second effort by Wiggins to get the rebound, but you had Powell and Herro wide open. You're surrounded by 3 players. Kick it fucking out, Wiggins. One of the dumbest basketball players I've ever watched. Such a low IQ. Always dribbles into a mess and has a horrible shot selection. Anthony Edwards curling jumper, no good. Rebound Miami. Down by 12. Herro. What in the world? Kicks it to Larsson. Larsson baseline drive. Fouled. I mean, that was one of the weirdest moves I've ever seen. I thought it was a travel. Evidently not. That's the fourth foul on Anthony Edwards. You only get 6, folks. He'll have to take a seat. Davion Mitchell back in for Miami. Looks like Norman Powell headed to the bench. Edwards once again walk into the locker room. He did that in the first half, but came back to the bench pretty quickly. Davion Mitchell over to Herro. 4 on the shot clock. Guarded by Mike Conley. Herro drives left. Puts up a tough floater. No good. A lot of contact tonight. Not going Miami's way. Haven't got any whistles. Naz Reid defended by Jovic. Backing him down. Gets to his right hand inside. That's great defense by Jovic. Gets the rebound. Heat have numbers. 5 on 3. Herro to Davion. His left wing 3. Does not go in. Rebound Minnesota, and they call timeout with 2:53 to go. That was an opportunity to get it back to single digits, man. It was an opportunity. Over 400 people watching. Hit that sub button if you haven't already. Goal is to get to 26,400 today. 12 away. If you want daily Heat content as we ramp up our coverage, as I have more time here now that the NFL season is concluded, this is the channel for you. We'll have a video out tomorrow on the latest trade rumors, and we'll be live again on Thursday for Heat Bulls in Chicago. Have had opportunities here in the fourth quarter, or third quarter, excuse me, but has not been able to take advantage of them. See if that changes anytime soon. Certainly hope so. Certainly hope so. Wow, what is wrong with Kansas basketball? Struggling against TCU. Didn't see that one coming. Got to be better, man. Got to be better. I mean, I don't think anybody I can say has played well tonight. I mean, you look at some of these stats, like Bam has been good defensively on the glass, but nothing offensively. Same thing for Kel'el Ware. Like, good on the glass, solid defensively tonight, but nothing offensively. Tyler Herro has missed a couple shots here, but he's been grinding it out, but not really done anything defensively. Norman Powell, same kind of thing. I don't think I could confidently say anyone's playing good today. That's why you're down 12. Andrew Wiggins playing CTE ball today. It's nothing that makes me more mad than getting an Andrew Wiggins CTE ball game. Happens way too often. That's why I'm not the biggest fan. Wiggins at his best is unbelievable. Wiggins in a bad game is like, get him off my team. Mike Conley walks into a 3 out of the timeout. No good. Adebayo with the board. He'll push. See if Miami can make a little run here at the end of the third. Down 12. 2.5 to go in this quarter. Davion Mitchell driving, Euro stepping on Conley. No good. But he gets it back, stakes it away from Randle. He have 3-on-1. Herro to the rim. No good. A lot of contact. No whistle. How is that not a foul? And then Larsson can't put the ball backing up in off the rebound. Nasri the other way layup. That just ball gamed it to me. That's the end of it. Herro should have not taken that shot. Should have passed it up. You have a 3-on-2 break, dude, and you freaking settle for a contested shot. A lot of contact, yeah. Bad decision by Herro there when he could have dished it off to Larsson for a layup. Larsson gets the rebound and then loses the handle inside, and then the Timberwolves go out and score in transition. Jovic at the line here. Makes the first. Misses the second. I mean, even when we get to the line, we're going 1 of 2 every time. Just an absolute abysmal game for the Heat. Naz Reid, pick and pop 3. That one doesn't go. The Timberwolves have gone cold offensively. That's the aggravating part. Like, you're getting stops, but you can't score in this third quarter. Especially over the last 3 minutes. Jovic, baseline, fouled. Heater in the bonus, going right back to the line. Nico, got to make these 2, man. Nico makes the first after the friendly roll. Jovic makes the second there, so 3 out of 4 in these last 2 trips to the line. Mike Conley brings it across the timeline, gets it over to Naz Reid. Now Julius Randle has it. Randle backing down on Davion Mitchell. Randle almost carried the ball, loses the handle, now throws it to the corner. Naz Reid trapped, throws it back out to Randle. 2 on the shot clock, 35-footer. Of course. I fucking hate this sport. Randle always hits those bullshit-ass shots against us, man. Herro, floater the other way, gets the roll. Quick answer there. Unbelievable. Best defensive possession of the night for Miami, and it results in a 35-foot step-back 3. DiVincenzo with a 3-pointer. Good. Now they're done. Now they won't miss. Down 15. Bam doubled. Swings it to Herro. Herro gets by his defender. He stops for an 8-foot floater. Float game. Hall of Fame badge if you play 2K. 13-point deficit. Got to stop and get a score here to close out the quarter. Herro is 16 off the bench. DiVincenzo. No. Drills another 3. Under 10 to go here in the third. Mitchell driving, kicking. Larsson, 3. No good. Randle with the rebound. Half quarter at the buzzer. Good if it goes. Comes up short. Heat down 16 entering the fourth. 35-footer from Julius Randle over Davion Mitchell. I'm so fucking sure, man. It's fourth quarter time. Spam those four. Spam those fours. Got 12 minutes to go in this ball game. Heat probably looking at another loss. Spam those fours if you want a shout out. It's fourth quarter time. Shout out Cone. Shout out Hot Dog. It's Jordan. Jay. Lewis. Just not good, man. Did you guys see that Kevin Love quote today, by the way? They asked him about about the Jimmy Butler and Heat drama. He said, last year, especially with all Jimmy shit going on and how crazy that was, thought it was a good time to show my personality on Instagram. It was actually the fight in Houston. Well, fight. We know Tyler Herro isn't fighting anybody. Terry Rozier, Thompson, that was hilarious. So I decided I was going to pull some stuff. Called Tyler Herro soft. I'm crying. Goes, we know Tyler Herro's not going to fight anybody. That's fucking hilarious. Well, Miami's going to have to play the best quarter of their season to overcome a 16-point deficit against a team as good as Minnesota. Fourth quarter underway. Heat down 16. Jovic, Davion, Powell, Herro, and Ware on the floor to start this quarter. Heat in his zone. Bones Highland over to Naz Reid. Reid driving, kicking. It's Highland. 4 on the shot clock. Deep 3, no good. Rebound inside. There's going to be a foul call on Donte DiVincenzo. Davion Mitchell brings it up, gets it over to Norman Powell. Jovic sets to Powell's. That's a legal screen. Naz Reid gets to that middle part of the zone, misses the floater, but the Heat can't corral the rebound. Luckily, it goes off of Minnesota, and Miami gets the ball back. Norman Powell driving, loses the handle, regains control, drops off to Ware. His layup, no. Yep, everyone's missing layups. Good fucking job, guys. Every single player on the team's missed layups. It's embarrassing, man. No defense. Jaden McDaniels, backdoor cut dunk. Herro driving on McDaniels, cut off, throws it out to Norman Powell. Powell gets it to Davion Mitchell. Step back 15-footer for Mitchell. No. We are so bad tonight. Bones Highland the other way, gets a screen, swings it to McDaniels to the corner for Reed. Reed driving on Jovic. Man, Nasri's got a tight handle. Works inside, right hook. Too strong. Ware gives up the offensive rebound. Gobert. Good defense there by Nico. Jovic with the steal. Heat have 5-on-3. Herro swinging to Nico. Jovic open 3. Oh my God, he almost airballed it. That nicked the side of the rim. Bones Highland working with Gobert, 2-man game. Highland in the baseline. 5 on the shot clock. Stripped out of bounds. Good hands there by Norman Powell. 4.1 on the shot clock. McDaniels from 30 feet at the buzzer. No. But Jovic gives up the rebound to Naz Reid. And the Timberwolves have another possession. Highland attacks Jovic. Set back. Baseline jumper. No. Finally, the Heat get a rebound. Norman Powell. Powell driving inside to the rim. Up and under layup. Nope. DiVincenzo, transition 3. Short. Heat running and gunning the other way. Powell, right wing. Cut off by DiVincenzo. No whistle. Rebound. Grabbed by Ware offensively. Kicks out for 3. No. Ware just stared down Nico, dribbled to the corner, and took a contested 3 over Gobert instead of kicking it to Jovic. And then Bones Highland open defensively. No one is moving. All 5 players on the court sit their asses down. No effort defensively. They're playing selfishly on the offensive end. Those 5 players on the floor, all 5 of them, should be fucking embarrassed with what they just did over the last 2.5 minutes. Embarrassed. Bad intensity, bad energy, bad offense, bad defense. Gross. All 5. Sit them down. Fucking put in Keshad Johnson and Myron Gardner if Keshad's with the team. Because they would give you better effort than what those 5 just did. Tell you about our sponsor for the final time. Today's Heat stream is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the new year, and if you're starting a routine or getting into player picks for the first time, well, I know it can be difficult. But on Prize Picks and in life, it always feels good to be right. And with elite hoops every night, playoff action on the way, Prize Picks lets you take control. New feature alert, early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now get to cash out of those winnings before the game even finishes. Available in all 50 states. They also let you now put the same player in your same lineup up to 3 times. Want to go more than on Norman Powell fantasy score, 3-point attempts, and rebounds? Well, now you can. Only on Prize Picks. My entry for today's game between Miami and Minnesota, less than Andrew Wiggins' points. I think with Herro being back, he doesn't score as well. More than Powell and Edwards combined points. I think both go for at least 25 plus. And then I'm going more on Nikola Jovic, points and assists at 11.5. That is my 3-player entry for today's game. Join me, download the Prize Picks app today, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
What an embarrassing game from the Miami Heat tonight. Just absolutely egregious.
I mean, it's so obvious that this team isn't going to win anything. So trade your veterans that you can recoup some draft capital on and play young guys the rest of the way. Like, I'm sorry to be that dude, but like, are the Heat winning a title in the next 2 years or 2 or 3 years with Andrew Wiggins and Norman Powell? No, they're not. They're not. So trade them to contending teams that are willing to send a first-round pick for veterans and just add to your draft capital, man. Just go youth. Just go youth. Norman Powell is an all-star this year. Deserves to be an all-star player. You'll get a first-round pick for him in return. Down 21. I'm surprised, honestly, Eric Spoelstra didn't pull anyone from the lineup that was just on the floor because they absolutely gave you no effort. But out of the timeout, Norman Powell hits a running floater. Anthony Edwards back in. A little surprised he came back in considering this game's a blowout. No, Bones Highland, open three, no good. Good box out there by Jovic, and they're going to call a foul on Naz Reid. Going over the back of Jovic. It's a good box out by Nico. Better effort there coming out of the timeout. I bet Spo reamed him, ripped him a new one. Not just Nico, all 5 guys. Eight minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Powell finds a cutting Herro. Errant pass. Herro couldn't corral it in, and it's a turnover. Wow. How about this? During that timeout, nobody even was talking to the coaches. It was a huddle. And Bam Adebayo was in the middle speaking. Well, Larsson checks in, and he immediately gives up a 3. Ware over to Powell. Ware will set Powell a screen. Powell guarded by Anthony Edwards. Loses the handle. Regains control. Drives inside. Drops it off to Ware. Ware misses his 3rd layup of the game. Awesome. Unbelievable. Did the Heat promise to miss every layup in history today? Illegal screen, Rudy Gobert. It's unbelievable. Ware's missed 3 layups. Bam can't hit the broadside of a barn. Davion Mitchell looks like a JV level player offensively. Herro tries a 3, too strong. I mean, the shot making of the Heat tonight is absolutely atrocious. Edwards inside, running hook shot, gets the friendly roll. We got Anthony Edwards making running Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hook shots, and we can't make a fucking point-blank layup. Herro 3, misses again. After starting the game 4 or 5, Herro now 3 of his last 9. Edwards, shot fake, step in jumper, too strong. Long rebound by Herro. That's a take foul. That's a take foul. That'll be a free throwing ball for Miami. That was a clear take foul by Bones Highland. Be one free throw for Herro and Ball. Larsson gets it off the inbound. Over to Powell, left wing. Anthony Edwards defending. Powell, Euro stepping, kicking. Jovic, one more to Herro. Extra pass to Larsson. Good ball movement, Miami. But Larsson can't make the three. Story of the night. He 0 of 5 from 3 in this quarter. Bones Highland blows by Herro, kicks it out. 4 on the shot clock. Randle backing down on Herro. Out to McDaniels. His 3. Way off. Rudy Gobert, rebound over Ware, and then and one. Yikes. Rudy Gobert has made these Heat big men look like freaking children in the last 2 matchups. Powell, left hook shot inside goes. I mean, Rudy Gobert is just dominating both Bam and Kel'el Ware like they're not even there. Defensively and on the glass. Down 24, 5 minutes to play. Randle spinning, fouled by Nikola Jovic, or was it Herro on a reach-in? Either way, free throws for Minnesota inbound. Free throw good for Randle. .26 game. Larsson driving on Bones Highland, gets by him, fouled. Oh my God, they're going to call that offensive. They're saying Pelle Larsson hooked his arm. Let's tweet this out. I'm not sure Miami would beat Minnesota once if they played 100 times. I said it before the game. The Timberwolves are an absolute matchup issue for Miami. Another offensive rebound by Gobert over Ware, put back dunk. I don't think they would beat him once. Don't think they'd beat him once in 100 games. It's not good enough. We're making Rudy Gobert look like fucking Shaq. That's the... Listen, I want to preface by this so all the Kel'el Ware slobbers don't come at me. Bam Adebayo has been absolutely dog shit tonight. He's been horrible. But what Rudy Gobert has done to Kel'el Ware tonight and in the game on Saturday is unfathomable. Both Heat big men have been atrocious in the games against Minnesota on Saturday and tonight. But you know that saying? I forget what the saying is. Something looks like a phantom until a real phantom pulls up. That's Kel'el Ware and Gobert. Gobert's on a different planet. Different planet, man.
He just lacked the talent. They lack the talent to get it done.
Not as talented as some of these other top teams in the NBA, man. Yeah, I've said it. I don't think this team is fun. This team will have a lot of fun moments. Powell making 9 threes, putting up 140 points 3 different times this year. Will be fun. We'll have a lot of fun, entertaining moments. But when it comes to actually playing elite level opponents in the playoffs and even obviously in the regular season, Miami is not even close to some of these other teams out there like Minnesota. And that's why I think the Heat should trade some of their veterans to try to acquire some first-round draft capital to help them in the future with potential trades and just make good draft picks potentially. Yeah, bench unit in. Myron Gardner, Ware, Jakucionis, Johnson, and Fontecchio to close out the final 4.5 minutes. Ware 3, no. Jakucionis, offensive rebound. Turns it over. Well, the Heat are going to get it back as it went off Minnesota. No, I'm not trading for Trae Young. Rob Dillingham's in the game. Talk about a wild trade Minnesota made that did not pay off for them. Jakucionis over to Ware. Now Myron Gardner, followed by Ingles. I can't believe Joe Ingles getting PT. This guy looks like a... No joke, that guy looks like a freaking mailbag guy. I'm spacing on what they call him. Delivery guy, I guess. Myron Gardner shooting free throws. Heat are in the bonus. For the people that are saying that paying Bam over Jimmy was a mistake, have you seen Jimmy Butler this year? You guys would be complaining the same things that you're complaining about Bam. Jimmy doesn't really, he doesn't do a lot. Warriors fans aren't even that happy with Jimmy right now because they're paying him $55 million to do nothing. It's a little hypocritical, to be fair. Layup inside by Minnesota, no good. Offensive rebound and tip in good by Johan Berenjay. Jakucionis inside, fouled. I love Jimmy. I think he's the third best player in Heat history, only trailing Dwayne Wade and LeBron. But at this point in Jimmy's career, you want to talk about someone who shouldn't be getting paid the contract that he's getting paid. It's rough. Jakucionis makes the first free throw. And that is why I've stopped even responding to half of you guys in the comment section, is because of what you guys just said about Jimmy. I mean, I love him to death, but my God. $55 million for what Jimmy's bringing to the table for the Warriors. Not worth it. Certainly not worth it. Baron J with another dunk inside. How about this rookie? Playing well in the last couple minutes. He's raw, but man, he's athletic. Myron Gardner, Euro step kick. Kel'el Ware, wide open corner three. Finally makes one. Rob Dillingham had an ISO, doesn't get it. Now they want to get Baron J a screen. Ingles to Baron J again. Lays it up and in. This rookie is outplaying a certain someone here in the last minute or two. Jakucionis up and under. Kicks to Fontecchio. Simone to the corner for Ware. Ware swings it to Myron Gardner. Gardner drives. Cuts inside and lays it up and in. Timberwolves playing that Olay defense. 2 minutes to go in this dreadful, dreadful game. Illegal screen. Leonard Miller. Oh, they changed the call? Guess so. Dillingham, pick and roll, elbow jumper, no good. Baron J can't make the tip in. Rebound, Keshad Johnson. Johnson pushes it up and throws it away. Minute and a half to play here. Missed three. Johnny Juzang. Dillingham gets it back, drives. Oh, my Lord, what a behind-the-back dribble. Finds Juzang in the corner for three. No. Keshad Johnson with the board. He'll bring it up, and he'll turn it over for the second straight time. And here comes Leonard Miller in transition for a dunk. Jakucionis left open for three. Can't make it. Is this the lowest scoring game of the year for Miami? I can't recall, but I would say first glance says yes. Ware, sidestep three. Nope. Timberwolves alley-oop the other way. Even the Heat backup stopped trying. Holy shit. You think some of these backups would give effort because they don't really see the floor at all. Keshad Johnson, a third turnover in 2 minutes. Dillingham misses the layup. Timberwolves offensive rebound and dunk. I mean, this has been embarrassing from start to finish. Even the bench players gave you no effort. Like the scrubs that never play. No effort from these guys. Jakucionis will tee up a triple and knock it down. And then Timberwolves will dribble it out from there. Oh, no, they're not. They're throwing up ahead. Heat create a turnover. Steal by Jakucionis. Myron Gardner takes a three. No good. Ball game. Heat lose. 122-94. Brutal game. Miami just certainly not even in the same talent pool as Minnesota. Top to bottom. Top to bottom, Minnesota is an infinitely better team than you. There's no debate about that. No debate about that. Ugly, ugly game, man. Ugly, ugly game. All right, see you guys Thursday. We'll have a video out tomorrow, but I'm going live again on Thursday for Heat Bulls. Hopefully we have a better game then. Bye.